So I know at times I can sound like a broken record, but I only keep hammering points when I know that I'm correcto mundo, and the Vikings need to sign Odell Beckham Jr. I understand he's got a reputation. I don't give a damn about his reputation, because people forget he was a good teammate last year with the Rams, and they won a Super Bowl. And the Vikings, 7-1, getting it done. They cleared up some cap space last week, restructuring Brian O'Neill. It's time to go all in. It's time to go all in with the skullless U and get things done, man, because OBJ coming off his torn ACL he suffered in the Super Bowl. Jay Glazer, go. Big news for OBJ, rehabbing Gong. Close enough. Going so well, he's expected to be fully cleared in the next week. Should be many suitors for his services. So now it's going to be an interesting free agent derby for Odell Beckham Jr. And obviously he wants to go to a contender. And what makes more sense than pairing up with this guy, Justin Jefferson? Like, he and JJ do have this sort of mentor-mentee, older brother, younger brother relationship. Of course, he's tight with Danielle Hunter, also went to LSU. They work out together in the offseason. Him and Patrick Peterson have a good relationship. So why not here? Obviously, the Vikings 7-1, getting it done. They have a chance to be big-time players in the playoffs. And OBJ makes a ton of sense, because what offense was OBJ in last year? He was in the Rams offense. That's right. Kevin O'Connell, Wes Phillips coming on over. They know Odell Beckham Jr., which also could work against him. I don't know. But like we said, people forget, like, for all of his diva antics with the Giants as well as with the Browns, he was perfectly fine. He was a great teammate with the Rams. Teammates talk glowingly about him. He really stepped up opposite of Cooper Kupp. And Odell was phenomenal in the Rams offense last year, coming in mid-season, learning a brand new scheme, had 5 touchdowns in the regular season, had 113 yards and 9 catches against the Niners in the NFC title game, helping them win, and of course had the touchdown in the Super Bowl, and maybe would have had a big-time game if he hadn't torn his ACL on that janky turf, but he got things done, and I think that he certainly could do something similar here with the Vikings. It's a similar dynamic. You have the same offensive, Kevin O'Connell was offense coordinator of the Rams, non-play calling. Now he's helping. Him and Wes Phillips are masterminding this offense, and Kevin O'Connell's calling plays, so you have that continuity there. Probably going to be a lot of same verbiage, and also same concepts. And plus, you have that dynamic of, hey, Jefferson, hey, Cooper Kupp. All of this guy's taking the attention away from you, and now you got T.J. Hockenson, throw that into the equation as well. But there's one reason why this may not happen, and the reason is, the guy whose ultimate decision it is, Kwesi Adofo-Mensah, was in Cleveland when Odell Beckham Jr. was at his worst. So Kwesi was the assistant to the regional general manager, Andrew Berry, with the Browns last season, when Odell Beckham Jr. basically just like, I'm done. I'm done. And then basically forced his way out of Cleveland. They had to cut him, and maybe that sticks with Kwesi a little bit. Maybe it doesn't. But also, I mean, Kwesi is an analytical guy, and I don't think that his ego would get in the way of an opportunity for the Vikings to improve, because like, he understands the talent that Odell Beckham Jr. brings. That's one of the reasons why they brought him to Cleveland in the first place. And also, you saw what happened with him and the Rams last year. So, I mean, Kwesi, the Vikings have a very interesting situation, because Kwesi has experience with Odell Beckham Jr. Kevin O'Connell, Wes Phillips has experience with Odell Beckham Jr. And of course, the Skull SU, the LSU contingent with the Vikings of Jefferson and Patrick Peterson, Danielle Hunter, they also have experience with Odell Beckham Jr. So it's like a triumvirate. It's like, why doesn't this work out? And it could be that the guy with the final word, Kwesi, maybe didn't have a good experience with Odell in Cleveland. It's possible, man. But just looking at these destinations, yeah, of course, there's going to be a land rush for Odell. Some of these teams in contention more than others, but Cowboys seem to be number one. America's team, Jerry World, and all that stuff, blah, blah, blah. But Odell, you don't want that. You don't want that, because Odell Beckham Jr., he wants to win. And also, he loves adoration. Right, then who's going to love him more than Vikings fans? Here, we got the best home field advantage in the National Football League. U.S. Bank Stadium, loud and proud. You know what it is. Also, shout OBJ, OBJ. I mean, the Cowboys, I mean, half of the attendance is the visiting team. Like, they don't have a true home field advantage. It's whatever. The Bills, all right, so the Bills, they got Diggs, they got Gabe Davis. I mean, yeah, it would be fun catching passes from Josh Allen, but also, hey, do you want to play outside? Do you want to play in those cold winters in Buffalo? Well, yes, it's cold here in Minnesota, but we got a Skyway, and U.S. Bank Stadium's indoor. What else do you want? The Rams are out of contention. No. Packers. Packers are 6 feet under. The Chiefs, no matter what you do in Kansas City, Mahomes will always get the credit. Now, if you come here to Minnesota, Kirk Cousins are a quarterback. So if the Vikings win the Super Bowl, they'd be like, oh, look what OBJ and TJ Hawkinson, Justin Jefferson, and Adam Thielen did. It ain't Kirk. You like that? Chargers? Meh. I mean, they got injuries to Keenan Allen, Mike Williams. Also, Josh Palmer got dinged up, but fair. Like, do you want to stay in the same stadium? Do you want to stay in the same condo that you did last year? No, change is good. Change is good, man. Plus, look at what looky, here comes Hookie. What this offense could be, man. It's already pretty damn good after the TJ Hawkinson trade. Now, we need to be careful with this because I love and respect what Adam Thielen has done for the Vikings, and he can still do it at times. And KJ Osborne is my guy, and I think that he still has a ton of potential, but we're all in on now, man. We're all in on now, and a fully healthy, fully cleared OBJ in this offense would be the wide receiver 1B in this offense. And then you sprinkle in Thielen and some KJ, some Jalen Reagor, toss him in there as well with Hawkinson. Maybe Irv gets back later on in the season. Dalvin's all of a sudden mossing dudes and Cam Curl in the end zone with one-handed grabs. Imagine what this offense can be. And like we said, Odell Beckham Jr. was with Kevin O'Connell last year. He can hit the ground running in this offense, similar to the way Hawkinson did against the Commies. So it makes way too much sense. That's probably why it won't happen. And like we said, it's a unique situation here in Minnesota because Jefferson knows OBJ. Kevin O'Connell knows OBJ. But the only drawback could be Kwesi knows OBJ. That could be it, man. But it's like the Vikings have this really nice campfire going. And Odell Beckham Jr. would be like tossing a cup of gasoline on it. And yeah, the flames could rise higher, but also could burn your house down. I don't know. Could be a lot of fun, and this has a chance to be a very special season. I don't think that he would derail the locker room. I think there's enough mature veteran leadership on this team to keep him in check. You saw what he did last year with the Rams. Do it again this year with the Vikings. Maybe that should be Odell Beckham Jr.'s thing. Just sign one-year contracts mid-season with a contender, and then just do it. That would actually be really funny, man. But your thoughts are thoughts. Again, broken record. The Vikings need to sign Odell Beckham Jr. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skol, production value.